What's going on, guys? Saturday, got a little challenge here. Going to take $500 and turn it into 10,000. Now, there's no time frame. I've seen the challenge, the viral challenge that everybody knows about, taking what is it, $10 to 1,000 or $10 to 10,000 in 10 days or something, to where you have to double your bet every single day. It's on a time frame and blah blah blah. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to be smart. We're actually going to complete this on the first try. 500 to 10,000. I have a wager today going off. The first part of the wager goes off at 4 p.m. Eastern time today on Saturday. So hopefully you see this video in time. These videos will also be posted on my TikTok. That link is in the description. Look, NBA season winding down here. Cannot wait for playoffs. Once playoffs officially kick off, I will be on here every single day, just like I did for all of football and all of college basketball, giving you guys my prediction on each NBA playoff game. So look forward to that. Definitely subscribe to the channel and drop a like on today's video. You know, it's just a weird time of year where the NBA season's kind of winding down. The end of the regular season's always crazy. It's not worth betting on. And we're also in the point of the MLB season. It's like, are those hot teams from the first week or two of baseball frauds? Which pitchers are good? Which batting lineups are actually going to be good long-term? So we're kind of working out the kinks with MLB in the beginning of that season. So it's just a weird time of year where I've just been kind of just taking a little break. I know there's going to be a ton of content coming up, so I figured I'd just kind of take a breather for a few days. But here we are. This will tide us over. This will get us all the way to the NBA playoffs and maybe a little bit into the NBA playoffs. Who knows? We might actually use some of those NBA playoff games to complete this challenge. Like I said, no time frame, guys. We're not going to rush this. We're not going to try to double our bet every single time. So, look, if you don't have $500, maybe start with 50. Take $50 and take 50 to 1,000, right? If you don't have the bankroll to do something like this with $500. If you want to use $5 and turn it into 100, maybe do that. But anyways, I use DraftKings, guys. So for day one, and this might change, I might use certain books for certain wagers, but for day one here on Saturday, I am using DraftKings. So if you have the DraftKings sports book, pull that up. I'll go ahead and put the bet slip on the screen for you guys, and I'll go over each of the legs in this first wager and why I like it. It's a 3-leg parlay. Now, look, wager number one, just like I said, it's not double our money. It's not always going to be plus 100. Sometimes we might have a plus 200. Sometimes it might be a minus 150. And today, you can see it on the screen, minus 135. Guys, we're not here to try to do this in a certain time frame. It's not a get-rich-quick thing. You find some wagers, you make a good bet, you find value, you find an absolute lock, and we continue to win. And honestly, we'll probably get this done in a matter of a couple weeks. But come on, $500 to 10 grand. Let's go, baby. So bet number one, let's start with the Braves. So Braves +2, we all see the offense of Atlanta. It is legitimate. It is the best lineup in baseball. They're absolutely smoking right-handed pitching. Now, why didn't I just go Braves money line here to make this like a pretty big hit to start off day one? Because it's baseball. It's baseball. You never know. Crazy things, insane things have been happening. I mean, we all thought the Yankees at home with Rodon playing this same Marlins team with Weathers pitching, we thought he's going to get shelled and give up 10, and the Yankees blow out. The Marlins won the game outright. Myers is actually a decent option for the Marlins. So maybe they'll be a little bit jazzed up today, knowing that they have one of their better pitchers on the mound. But at the end of the day, he's still a right-hander. And there's no doubt the Braves are at least going to get some runs here. Maybe not 8, 9, 6, 7 range, but they're going to get a few runs here. We're taking the +2 because it's baseball. It is the most volatile sport. You never know what's going to happen. The Marlins, as bad as they are, they're going to win games. I mean, here and there, they're going to get wins. Now, it's just hard to say which game it is. Chris Sale on the mound, though, for Atlanta makes me feel pretty good. I see a lower scoring game here. I'm going to take 2 runs in my back pocket just so we don't get absolutely screwed by some walk-off home run or something absolutely crazy that happens. Maybe the Marlins do squeak off like a 4-3 type win today. I'm not really sure. Maybe a 3-2 type win. You never know in baseball. So we're taking the Braves. We're taking an alternative run line of +2. It is minus 980, but it is what it is. The point of this challenge is to do this on first try, compound interest, stack the money, and complete the challenge. Number 2, we're going to the UFL. Birmingham Stallions. Are you kidding me? The Birmingham Stallions are so good, man. So good. The line movement, great correlation with line movement. Some money coming in on them, but it's gone up to 7.5. The hook on the right side of things. You got to always know in the sport of football, if you see a plus 6.5, you want the dog. If you see a plus 7.5, you want the favorite. Don't be falling for the hook. People do this all the time in the sport of football. They think, oh, it's going to be a tight game. The spread's 3.5. I'm going to take the underdog so I have that field goal in my back pocket. Wrong. You want the favorite there. Here we go. Minus 7.5. You think you want the underdog because you're getting the hook on the other side of 7. I disagree strongly. I like the offense here of the Stallions. Just love them in this spot. I think they're going to be too much. We only need them to win the game. Stallions money line. And we're going to the UFC 300 to finish this thing off. Now, here's why I took Zhang Weili. Weili is so good. Okay, well-rounded. Now, this is women's. Okay, this is a women's fight. For some of you that might not be familiar with the UFC, men's fights are always a risk because they have knockout power. The women in this sport, almost none of them, unless it's a head kick or something like that, almost none of these women have the power, have the physical capability to actually knock the other one out. So if you're going to take a big favorite, like if we took who's like a pretty big favorite, if we took we went against Oliveira or maybe we wanted to take like Justin Gaethje on the money line for this bet over Holloway, there's always a chance of a knockout from the underdog. There's always a puncher's chance when you're talking the guys. The women don't have the capability physically to actually end the fight on like a lucky punch or something like that. We've seen some head kicks in the past. These two fighters aren't going to be doing that. Zhang Weili, it doesn't even matter if this goes to the finish. We just need her to win by submission, by decision at the end. It's probably going to be one of those two. She's way too good. Gone from about a minus 300 favorite all the way up to over minus 500. I see minus 580 on FanDuel. Here on DraftKings, we're getting minus 500, so we already have value there based on the line. This is a home run. Now it's coming out to minus 135. Okay, like I said, we're not always going to be doubling our money on each wager. Minus 135, it's not the biggest payout in the world. We're risking $500 to win about $375, but $375 is an awesome chunk of money. It'll get us off to the start, and then we'll have almost $900 to work with. We'll be left with almost $875. So $500 to move to $875, get this challenge underway, a minus 135, 3-pick parlay on DraftKings, an absolute home run. Take this yourself, put the house on it. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, guys, join in on this challenge. We're going to complete this first try. I'm only going to do this one time. And then NBA playoffs, man, we're going to be getting into that every single day. I might be doing a live NBA show every day at midnight with my typical videos also at 6 a.m. the next day. I'm not sure. I might double it up and do two things on a daily basis here. And then once we get into the dog days of summer after NBA comes to a conclusion, of course, baseball will just take over every single day. Baseball is beautiful when you get into the summer. Right now, beginning of the season, you got to work out some kinks. Some teams will end up being fraudulent. Some teams that look bad right now will actually turn out to be some of the better squads. We got to kind of find out who's going to really pitch good and whose ERA is, numbers are inflated right now. But once we get into, just that grind, dog days of summer, June, July, August, man, baseball is just a wonderful, profitable sport. If you guys do want to know every single bet I'm taking, of course, you can always get my premium picks on my website. My link to that is in the description. $30 will get you an entire week. And if you want to save more longer term, you can grab a month for $90. Just something to consider. But yeah, excited for this challenge. Hopefully you guys join along and drop a like on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.